What is going on, Fools YouTube? You got AJayPay. I'm bringing you an OU match against a guy named Age Awkward on the Smogon forums. I actually found him literally right before I was gonna go to sleep around 3 a.m. I was just like, I'll browse the Smogon forums real quick, and he wanted to battle someone in OU, and I decided to challenge him. So that's what happened. Using the new sand team that I had in Pokemon Showdown Live. This is the first variation of it. You're gonna see the second form of it, and now there's a third form of this team, as in I had to revise it 3 times, and I think the third time it's good to go now. Mammoth Swine's a big threat to this team, a really big threat. And I think the number one big threat to this team would be Alakazam, because it basically OHKOs all of my Pokemon, besides 2 of them, which is Gastrodon and Latios. But Latios and Gastrodon will not be liking any hits from that thing. But yeah, this turned out to be a pretty good match, considering how I kind of played around this Alakazam, because I can't really do much to it. So let's just go ahead and start the battle now, as he's going to lead off with that said Alakazam. I led off with my Heat Candy because I thought he's going to lead off with Fortress. Now this is a major problem already, because like I said, he OHKOs every one of my Pokemon besides Latios and my Gastrodon. So I decided to go with my Gastrodon because it's the most useless thing on my team, and luckily he does mix with Focus Blast, which is great, because now if he decides to stay in, I can take one hit and break his potential stash. He's going to go right into his Gyarados now, predicting my Surf perfectly. That's fine, because this is a Life Orb Gastrodon set. I can take this thing on even if it's a side setup in my face, because even if he does Dragon Dance, which he does right here, I can take one hit from +1, even if it's a Bounce or Earthquake, and that should be fine, because I'll be able to knock it out with the Ice Beam, which is what I'm going to go for, because at this point, Ice Beam is a 2-hit KO from this range. Spit some ice right into the Gyarados' mouth, because apparently Gyarados' mouths are always open. Give it a Brain Freeze, as he lives that first Brain Freeze. I take this Donut well. Even if he did get a crit, it wouldn't have killed me. And I'm able to knock him out with a second Ice Beam, with a second Brain Freeze. So down goes the Gyarados. Big threat out of the way if it's set up a lot, but luckily he decided to set up early and lose it early. Now he decides to go for a Focus Blast here, predicting me to go into Tyranitar or Heatran to be immune or resist the Psychic. And kind of a bad play there for him, because he could have potentially missed, and I could have potentially broken a potential stash he had. But luckily, he hits and he knocks me out. But now I'm going to go to Latios, because I know I can live one Signal Beam or one Shadow Ball. I'm just going to go for the Dragon Pulse. And I'm like, alright, even though switching to Fortress, that's fine, because I'm Expert Belted. I can go for the Hidden Power Fire, knock him out, prevent any rocks from coming up. But the problem is, I clicked my next move, and it told me I was Choice Specs. And I was like, crap, I forgot I sat this as Choice Specs and forgot to put the Expert Belt on this thing. So now I'm locked to this Dragon Pulse. I gotta hope for a crit. Unfortunately, I do not, and he sets up Stealth Rocks. Now, Stealth Rocks is actually going to make a big, tiny bit of a play later in the game. It's kind of crucial, because my plan to taking out Alakazam is to hit it with a Mach Punch first, and then knock it out with my Latios with the Dragon Pulse, having enough health, living a Signal Beam or a Shadow Ball, or vice versa. But the thing is, now I might not be able to because of the Stealth Rocks, and later because of my Sand, which is going to come into play now, because I'm going to set up my Sand, which is going to kind of work against me, because I'm thinking the reason why you send out a Jolteon against a Latios is, 1, obviously you outspeed, 2, it's because you have Hidden Power Ice, and that's probably what you're going to go for. So now, I luckily get that right. This is a special defensive Tyranitar, and since I have my Sandstorm up, I get a 50% boost of special defense from it as well, and I take the Hidden Power Ice like a champ. I can take any one hit from this thing. These things usually don't carry Focus Blast or Hidden Power Fighting anymore, that's why I stayed in. And I decided to set up a Stealth Rocks here, because Stealth Rocks might be helpful later, just in case, because Stealth Rocks are usually always a good play in the game. Now, I decided to stay in here as well, because I kind of want to scout out what kind of set of Gliscor this is, because I did not want him to really set up a substitute just in case he went for it this turn. Also, I know for a fact I can live an Earthquake from this range. That's why I stay in and go for the Fire Blast, because it does at least 25%, which it shows right here. But since he showed me that he's going for Earthquake and stuff, I'm assuming at this point he's not wanting to set up a sub, because he would have predicted that by now. So I decided to switch out here, and then go to my Mungus to now scout out to see if he has Ice Fang later, because I know I can take a combination of Earthquake and an Ice Fang from this range, because I'm more physically defensive than Mungus. And I also do have Hidden Power Ice to hit this Gliscor pretty damn hard with. But the problem is, I know for a fact I will not knock this thing out from this range, because I believe I only have 28 EVs in special attack, and that does not take out Gliscor one hit from full health. So he goes for Earthquake again, so 1, that confirms he does not have Ice Fang, so my Latios is free to switch in anytime. But the thing is here, I should have definitely went for Giga Drain, because he would have been more inclined to stay in here. Also, I'd be getting more health back, is what I'm thinking at this point, because the Hidden Power Ice I knew wouldn't take him out. So I decided to switch out here, predicting him to have something soak up the Hidden Power Ice. But the thing is, he stays in and goes for Earthquake. This is going to be a problem, even though I do levitate over, because my Latios is slowly taking damage from the Stealth Fox and the Sandstorm. I don't have anything to recover my health, and he goes for Protect here, so I'm losing even more health from the Sandstorm damage. Now, I'm slowly going down to the range where if his Alakazam is Life Orb, it's automatically going to knock me out with a Signal Beam or a Shadow Ball from the range of health that I have. But I stay in here because I know Dragon Pulse will take it out because I'm Choice Specs. But if he's a Focus Sash Alakazam set, then I have a small chance of living now after I switch in from Stealth Rocks. But Jolteon comes back in. I'm pretty sure at this point he's most likely going to go for the Hidden Power Ice again and not predict me to switch, because he hasn't made a single prediction yet, so that's what I'm assuming. So I decided to switch my Heat Tran just to soak it up because I 4 times resisted. Luckily I get that right. And Sandstorm's damage and Life Orb is slowly taking him to the point where I believe that after a Hidden Power Ice, another set of Life Orb and Sandstorm Recoil is going to take him out. That's why I decided to go for the Hidden Power Ice as opposed to the Fire Blast. And maybe he might Volt Switch and Volt Switch right out to his Dragonite, predicting my Fire Blast, which is exactly what he's going to do right here. And this logic of mine works out perfectly, because now he can switch out Uni, his Dragonite. Multi-Scale is going to be broken by the Stealth Fox that I set up earlier, and I'm going to knock out this Dragonite. So that is very good that I knocked out this Dragonite, because Dragonite could have been a potential threat, especially if it was like Choice Man and had extreme speed. It could have definitely knocked out my Latios, and also my Latios would be taking more Sandstorm damage, because I think Latios would be my only Pokemon to take that Dragonite out at this point, because my Tyranitar does not have a rock attacking move. Jolteon comes back in. I'm thinking maybe I might live a T-Bow, possibly, hopefully, maybe. No, Jolteon's just too powerful, especially with the Life Orb. But like I said, Life Orb and Sandstorm damage is slowly taking down this Jolteon, because now he only has 2 pokes left. I can decide switching my Conkeldurr. I know for a fact he's not going to switch Alakazam in with the Mach Punch, because if he does, that'd be very stupid of him, and then I'd basically win the game and knock out Jolteon. Now I have to put this plan into action. I just gotta hope this thing is a Focus Sash set as opposed to a Life Orb set. But the thing is, you see him switch in here, he takes Stealth Rocks damage. That honestly does not matter, as you're gonna see here in a second, because I go for a Mach Punch, and he's just gonna take me out with a Psychic. And as he goes for Psychic after you see me get knocked out, he says he has no Life Orb Recoil. He has no Magic Guard. Therefore, he is a Focus Sash set, because you see no leftovers either. Or he's Choice Specs. I don't know. But the point is, now that I know that he does not have Life Orb is the point, I could potentially live a Signal Beam after taking Stealth Rocks damage, but it'd be a small chance. So I just gotta hope I live the Signal Beam. But for some reason he goes for Psychic, so he might actually be Choice Specs. I don't know. But the point is, since he did not go for Signal Beam or Shadow Ball, I'm assuming he's Choice Specs, and I know I can live it, which I do, and I'm able to knock out the Alakazam, and it's going to be a narrow, I believe, like 2-0 victory on my part, as we're going to go to the key play of the battle, and one of the key plays was my plan of taking out the Alakazam, because Alakazam was such a threat to the team. If I had not done what I did, then I probably most likely would have got swept by the Alakazam. Regardless, that's still a very good game, Age of Awkward. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It was kind of a decent match, trying to find some more, but it's pretty hard nowadays considering we don't really have a good, reliable battle finder. But that about does it for me, guys. Add me on Skype if you want to battle me and all, if you want to chat, you know. I do apologize for the people that I kind of ignored, because I was on not disturbed, because I was probably most likely recording with Corey, or I was away from my computer. That's why I did not respond. So if I don't respond on Skype, it's because I'm away from my computer or recording. But that about does it for me, guys. So like if you like, comment if you like, and subscribe if you like, and I'll see you fools later.